The World Health Organization has reversed its decision to make Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe a goodwill ambassador. The appointment was described as laughable and an insult as critics claimed Mr. Mugabe's policies and alleged human rights abuses have run Zimbabwe's health system into the ground. WHO Director General Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said he had listened carefully to the criticism, consulted with the Zimbabwean government and concluded that Mr. Mugabe's removal is in the best interests of WHO. Dr. Tedros added, "I thank everyone who has voiced their concerns and shared their thoughts. I depend on constructive debate to help and inform the work I have been elected to do." Image President Mugabe and Dr. Tedros are pictured at a conference. The Director General had initially announced the honor at a conference in Uruguay, praising Zimbabwe for its commitment to public health. He also suggested the 93-year-old could use the role to influence his peers in his region. The appointment was slammed by Zimbabwean opposition party Movement for Democratic Change, which said Mr. Mugabe had allowed the country's health system to fall into a shambolic state. 24 organizations including the World Heart Federation, Action Against Smoking and Cancer Research UK issued a statement in which they highlighted the Zimbabwean leader's long track record of human rights violations. Image Dr. Tedros suggested Mr. Mugabe could use the role to influence his peers in his region. Meanwhile, the British government described the appointment as surprising and disappointing, particularly in light of the current US and EU sanctions against him. Mr. Mugabe regularly makes trips abroad for medical treatment. In May, the president's spokesman said a very black Zimbabwean doctor supervises Mr. Mugabe's medical care at home and the leader only flies abroad for specialist eye treatment. He also compared Mr. Mugabe to Nelson Mandela as he said the leader cannot suffer bright lights and looks down to avoid direct lighting.